Alright. The game might be up and running. I've removed a couple of mods that the update broke. I've got my load order here. Suspiciously, the unofficial Oblivion patches are down there. But that is what happened when I sorted via loot. If I run Magic Loader 2, I think we're going to have a game here, guys. That's a good sign. That is a hell of a good sign. Yeah. Have not gotten a save in since last month on the 14th. Yeah, let's load it. Oh my goodness. At least some of those mods are working. Whew, am I fast. All right. Guys, I think I'm back. All right, let's take a look at Modding Monday's profile. With quite a few more mods installed. Ominous. Ooh. That's a good sign. This is a good sign, guys. Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. I think we're back.
I'm listening.
And I'm actually moving really fast. Did they up the speed for people? I'll have to look into that. Speed's at 40. Maybe I just haven't played in a while. I thought I was a lot slower in heavy armor. Oh well, shows what I know. I've been away for so freaking long. Guys, I think we're back. I think there's gonna be some more videos coming out. Hell yeah. Alright, guys, I guess I will see you guys on Monday. Well, guys, it has been well over a month. A lot of things have changed, and this little update broke-did my game. Man, it was frustrating. And I just didn't have the time to look around and see if I could fix it. A lot of things came up, and I was waiting patiently for a while. It looks like the mods that broke never really got their update. It's been a month and a half, so I went ahead and started gutting my mod list, pulling them apart one by one. But then I realized, Vortex, you can switch to your vanilla profile with no mods installed and run the game. See if anything is still broken. And when I found out that it was broken, even on my vanilla profile with no mods on Vortex, I realized very quickly it was something that I installed manually. So I went into the manual mods. I left my Vortex profile on vanilla, and I opened up my game files for Oblivion Remastered. I'll show you what I mean. Into Profiles, Vanilla. Into the load order, make sure Oblivion is up top and all that. That looks correct. And then I went to Games, opened up my game folder, and I looked under Oblivion Remastered. Plugins was one place to check. Got all this stuff. That seems to be just fine. I went to Binaries, Win64. This is where the Oblivion Remastered exe is, as well as OBS 64, which I think possibly also got an update, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Maybe in an upcoming Modding Mondays video. As you can see, I've got like the NL tag, better difficulty log. I checked some stuff, but for the most part, got all these mods here. None of these were the problem. Checked out content, packs. Packs is where there were problems. And as you can see, when I have my vanilla profile on, there really aren't any mods here installed. Not right now anyways. So that's what I ended up doing. I pretty much gutted all of the mods that I have manually installed, which is a little unfortunate for sure, but I think I got my game working. And because of that, I get to resume videos. That's the magic behind it all, guys. So if you have issues with your game after the update and you have manually installed some mods, it's a little complicated to get it resolved. You got to go in and find the files and make sure that you get all of the files in all of the places you installed them. If you remember exactly how you installed your manual mods, that's great on you. I myself would have to go and check my own recordings to find out how I installed them all, what files and where. You can also check the mod pages as well, and see where you installed them. But if there are major updates with new files, you might be on a little bit of a wild goose chase. Which is why I really like Vortex. It's just another reason that I really like Vortex. If you look here, My vanilla profile doesn't have any mods installed at all. And that is super useful to see if the update just broke the whole game, or if it's Magic Loader, or if it's OBSE. Or anything like that. Having that vanilla profile is great. Switching to the mod showcase profile, that's what I use for modding Mondays. I've got quite a list here for mods, probably quite a few that I haven't showcased yet. But you also need to make sure your load order is correct. When I first went and made this adjustment, I checked load order, and these were not in the correct order, which was crashing immediately on launch. That's a bit of a problem. I went ahead and had this sort via loot option, went ahead and ran that, and it put them all in this current order, which isn't even the order I would put it in myself if I was just looking at this. The unofficial Oblivion Remastered patches I tend to throw up at the top as a baseline and have everything else adjust after that. But this is what Loot decided, and it worked, guys. I tested it myself and it works. And I'm pretty happy about it. I think this is really, really convenient and a good thing for Vortex. But I also found that a couple other mods were breaking. Now, this isn't to throw shade at all to any of the mod authors out there. If I was working my butt off and doing free uploads for some mods, and then Bethesda made an update and all of the mods that I made broke, I would be quite frustrated. In fact, I'd be so frustrated, I might take a couple of months off and just not continue working. That's probably what I would do. I'd be pretty frustrated. As you can tell, I was pretty frustrated myself. It broke my game and it prevented me from being able to upload videos completely unless I went in and did a bunch of work to get it resolved. And that's probably how the mod authors are feeling right now. Now, I have been in contact with maybe a couple mod authors since this all happened, kind of sitting on my hands waiting for updates because I know there are some dedicated people out there that will get their mods up and working. But in the time being, at least for me, what I encountered was, well, for one, let's talk about this little elephant in the room. Better difficulty. Not compatible with the update. As it turns out, Bethesda went ahead and changed the way difficulty works completely. They separated out your damage and enemies' damage. So better difficulty mod no longer works at all. That is super sad. I do like better difficulty. And additionally, another mod that is 100% not going to work right now, at least to my knowledge, unless there's a major update, is the better difficulty slider. Or sorry, the difficulty slider fixed. This was the mod that adjusted the scale down so that master difficulty was more aligned with like expert difficulty, depending on which one you picked. So I picked the one that's the ×3, which is slightly less than expert difficulty, but it allowed expert to find that little sweet spot for me at least that was like 2 times or somewhere around there, and that seemed more reasonable and fair at the time. This is a fantastic mod and unfortunately no longer works as well. So both of those mods definitely not going to work after this most recent update. And I also have some similar bad news. Now, I haven't tested each and every one of these mods to see which ones are working or are not working. I'm just passing along information for what I found that I had to remove in order to continue playing. And for me, as of right now, what you guys can see is the 25th. I've checked for updates and I did not find any late last night. Perhaps something has come out this morning or will in the near future. But for me, the protective headgear, all of those mods, all of these fantastic mods that I was looking forward to playing with, are not compatible right now. Now, it could be that there's some additional thing I have to do to get them to work now, but unfortunately for me, they are not working right now. I will dive in on that a little bit later if there's any updates. I know that the mod author is Hugamuffin and unfortunately has disabled the option to message her, which is a bit unfortunate. I'd really like to discuss and just see where she's at on these, if she's even aware that they are no longer working, or if she has some kind of workaround that she's using to get them to work, or if there's like a new requirement for them, some new mod that patches based off the update. I don't know. But these helmets seem to have some issue, and I think it's related to like the Khajiit's heads or something like that. I don't know all the details. That was just a cursory glance, what I was able to determine. But once I got these disabled, I was able to continue playing. So if any of you guys have run into issues and you, like myself, were just waiting on mod authors to update their mods so that you can continue playing your modded playthrough, unfortunately, the protective headgear is one of those mods that I just had to disable, as well as several manual mods that I had installed. I'm not going to go into the full list of those, especially since they are not on Vortex for me to just show you what they are. A little unfortunate, but that is the risk of manually installed mods, guys. Hopefully this was some useful information for all of you out there, and we can move forward. Hopefully there's going to be an update for these pretty soon. I think that's probably likely going to be the case. I don't know if and when someone's going to get around to that. Unfortunately, there are several of these protective headgears. I don't know if it's only one of these that's broken, which it totally could be, or if they all are broken, but I went ahead and took all of them off and it seems to work just fine. Now, I could go one by one and get them installed and see if it's just one of them's the problem child, but I'm not going to go through all of that right here, right now. I initially just got this up and running and was so happy I had to record a little video and tell you guys that Oblivion Remastered is back on the menu, boys. Just in time, too. Helldivers 2 is launching on Xbox tomorrow. I've wrapped up my videos covering my tutorial series on how to play Helldivers 2 for all of you Halo veterans that are going to be dropping in from the Xbox. Hopefully, it's pretty helpful for people as well. I feel like tutorials I'm pretty good with. At least that's what people keep telling me. But yeah, expect more of these videos coming in. Starting next Monday, I am hoping to get at least some mods covered, especially, specifically, one mod in particular. Mod author messaged me directly that he finally got his mod up and running. He had posted a video a while back kind of showing off his mod, and I stumbled across it one day on YouTube, and man, it looks glorious. And that is the mod that introduces a ton of custom college robes to the Mages Guild. And damn, they look good, guys. I can't tell you enough how great that mod looks. And I have dug around looking at it to see exactly what all I have to do to get it installed. It looks like there's some requirements, so it's going to be quite the work actually for me to cover that thing. But man, do I look forward to it. It looks fantastic, and he confirmed that it's working right now after the patch, as he just released it. So that's all great news. I am going to start up the recordings this week and hopefully have something up for you guys on Monday. And my playthrough is going to resume on Mondays as well. So, happy modding, guys. Happy Mondays. And I will see you all then.